Right, so here we are at the end of week one at Buttsbrow, and it's been a brilliant week. As you can see, we're ending on a high weather-wise, and I think it's been really successful with the archaeology as well. We've rediscovered the ditch. We've found the ditch again in the long trench 13, and then here we did spend, I have to admit, about 4 days trying to work out where we'd got to in 2017 and where that trench had gone, because the soil looked completely different. But we did find it in the end, and we found, in fact, we uncovered the terminus, the end of the sequence of ditches that we found in 2017, and we've re-exposed this area behind me, which is either a ditch or a large pit, which again we think is probably on its own. We don't know whether it carries on as part of the circuit. What's happened here, which isn't unusual for this site, is that in the 20th century there has been an intervention and someone has cut a hole into the ditch here and filled it with chalk to make some sort of platform. We're not sure what that was for. It might be something to do with the Second World War activity up here, but we can't be certain at this stage. The good news is, though, this ditch is so broad, or pit is so broad, that there's a lot of in situ Neolithic material still here, so the ditch fills are still Neolithic, and we're finding a lot of flakes here, flint flakes from creating tools, tool making, and even now we think one scraper has just come up, which is one of the rare tools. We don't really find many tools here, but yeah, I mean it's going well. We'll probably have to extend this one out a little way, but so far over the week I have to say that this has exceeded expectations in that we've found everything that we were looking for. We're still missing that organic piece of archaeology, of art or artifact that we can actually date. But yeah, it's going really, really well, and I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. So down here in Trench 12, these are some of the Neolithic layers, the Neolithic contexts that we have in situ, and you can see they're soily. They're quite clay-rich soils, and they're full of flints, including a lot of this debitage, the flakes that are part of the process of making flint tools up here. They're very fresh as well, they're very sharp still, so this makes us think that this has not been ploughed, these flakes haven't been rolled around a lot. They're still sort of as sharp as the day that they were put in here. And then this is our possible scraper that I need to clean up. That actually looks more worn than a lot of the flakes. So we're getting finds, we're getting evidence, and it's still here in the section. But as you can see behind me, the chalk here seems, and I say seems because I'm not certain yet, to be running around and then out in this direction. So it's either a very large oval pit or it is a ditch running back around there. We'll have to wait and see till next week to find out.
Yeah, so this is a sort of hole that has no chalk or flint in it, surrounded by lots of chalk. So I'm just going down to see if there's anything in it, why it's like that. I found an old bullet today, that's
Excellent.
it really, but there's nothing in there really, which is quite a good sign.
Well, we're slowly kind of scraping back this area of the trench in order to really try and understand what's going on underneath all the grass that you can see around you. And as I'm kind of scraping back, I'm starting to find that there's a different material just here, a much kind of softer, muddy material rather than this harder chalk material. So hopefully, as we uncover it every time we scrape back, we'll go down and find out exactly what's going on here.
Well, my main task basically is, once something of relevance has been found in the trenches, it needs to be documented, it needs to be recorded. So what will happen is that the finds would be processed by way of putting them into bags which are numbered. These are then having to be weighed. As much information is to be recorded as possible. So yeah, sometimes it can be a bit painstaking, but it's really fascinating, because sometimes you really see unusual bits that to a layman might not look like anything, but to an archaeologist or somebody with a trained eye, it's of great importance.
Well, I've always been interested in archaeology, so I did a course with the Sussex School of Archaeology a couple of years ago, and so I've been coming to different digs every year to get more experience and get different skills doing archaeology. And yeah, it's just a really nice way to spend a week with meeting different people and doing different things.
I really love archaeology, and to be able to come along and have a few days here to look at a Neolithic site isn't something that you can do every day or anywhere. So great to be able to come here and join in the discoveries of what we may find and how we'll understand this site, and hopefully that will help people in the future, and people now of course that come up here and walk amongst this, and they'll be able to understand, you know, what this site means to them now.
It's a huge learning curve as well. I thoroughly enjoy archaeology. I've always been fascinated by it, and to have the opportunity to volunteer whenever I can, it's really made a big difference. You know, as you get out into the open fields and you don't realize what's literally beneath your feet. So yes, thoroughly enjoyable, and meet great people along the way as well.